Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A happy Saturday to you all. Hope you are enjoying your weekend. Or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. It is Saturday, and that means one thing here on the channel. It is OST Saturday. It is episode 33 of season 2 of OST Saturday here on the channel. And well, we don't have a whole lot of OSTs this week, but it's actually kind of an interesting week because this happens a couple times throughout the year, but we have 4 songs to get through, but they're from 2 shows, so we're doubling up 2 shows back to back today, and in chronological order as well, so that's very exciting indeed. But we've got quite a nice spread of artists, genres of music, and hopefully genres of songs to get through, because we've got a little bit of an OST from Miss K, who always drops a cheeky OST or 2 or 7 throughout the year. Mr. Yedam, who not too long ago had his solo comeback, Mr. Hong Isak, Superband 1 fans will be very familiar with his voice, and finishing up with a little bit of Solar from Mamamoo. So that's enough of the intro waffle. Let's get started, shall we? Roll intro! And we get started right away with the first song, Miss K, with a brand new day for the show, No Gain, No Love. Now, of course, we will make our way back to the show for the next one with Mr. Yedam. But with K, there's been some exciting news for all of us Lovelies fans out there, all the global lovelinesses, because, well, they announced their 10-year anniversary concert tour thing. They have a stop in Macau that got announced. The next Dingo Killing Voice is going to be Lovelies, and honestly, being a third-gen girl group fan and seeing that we're getting, kind of revival or maybe not so much revival, but a reunion. We're getting reunion releases from the heavy hitters from the third-gen world. So Lovelies are having their thing going on. G-Friend are currently working on dropping an anniversary reunion song for their 10-year anniversary next January or something like that. And these are groups that got me into the genre to begin with, and to see them kind of make their full return again is so cool to see. Let me get the antivirus out of the way. But I cannot wait to get all the new Lovelies content, because it's been so long. It's been so long. Obliviate was so long ago, and thankfully we've had solo releases like various K OSTs, and she being on L's Up, right? She's part of the L's Up lineup. I've had a handful of solo releases from everyone else, but it's just not the full experience, I'm so glad that that's coming up soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that Dingo Killing Voice whenever that drops, because you bet your ass we're going to cover it. But in the meantime, let's see what Miss K has brought to the table, shall we? Here we go. Nice groovy beat to it. Love how easygoing it is. Love all the movement from the bass in the background here, very pronounced. Oh, a little stringer on to top it off. Oh, the little stutter step for half two. All right. another kind of stutter step into verse 2. Man, that kind of like, do I want to call it disco? But like that era with the really clean electric guitar and that walking bass, great combo. All the little background vocal work going on too. It just grew so nicely. Oh. Firm on the piano hits. Nice long sustain into a little toned down initial release. It's just like Kay's very much capable of doing a big, heavy, powerful voice, but she just lets her vocals kind of skate over the song, and it's so delicate and it's so nice, but it also has a terrific brightness to it that's just so enjoyable to listen to. And honestly, like, I love the emotionally heavy, big, dramatic ballads from Kay. Mainly because she's got the voice for it, like, you know, her doing musical theater and stuff as well. She's got the voice to support like a big, dramatic, heavy song. But for me, this like light, delicate, kind of almost playful Kay voice is a little bit of like a guilty pleasure of mine, because it's the same with there's certain like power vocalists in K-pop where kind of like the main thing they're known for is that big, powerful voice. And having checked out Kay on a kind of wide variety of musical instances, both during Lovelyz and in her solo career and stuff. But for me, the one thing that stood out is that vocal presence of hers that she has with that really unique vocal color. Her voice just really stands out to me. And the fact that, you know, this is kind of more like a return to her Lovelyz days, or even more like Elzup. And like, I could imagine the other members of Elzup singing along to something like this, or it's a little bit more playful, a little bit lighter. And I mean, first of all, where the hell is Elzup? But two, I just think, you know, the range, terrific. And the vibes are great too. Like, even with all the little stutter steps and stuff, the song's super easy to listen to. It's such a nice, easy song to enjoy, and I feel like we're getting a lot of that on OST Saturday recently, but just those songs that are automatic to listen to. I'm appreciating that. Staying with the same show, we move on to part 7 of the OST with Mr. Bang Yedam, and the song By Your Side. I forget if we've ever done a Yedam OST or not before. I probably should have looked into that now that I think about it, but hey-ho, hindsight's always 20/20. But regardless, if I have, it's the first OST of his that I've listened to in a hot minute, so let's see what he brings to the table. Okay, this one's significantly louder in the mix.
어쩌다 보니 신경 쓰여 넌 나보다 괜찮은 사람 같아 그런 거 같아 이런 내 맘 모르지만 때론 우연 같은 모습으로
Love that gorgeous release.
조금씩 다가가 이 맘을 보여주고 싶어
Also, this feels very on brand for him. getting strings on this too. Ooh.
눈에 밟히는데 서툴렀던 내가 너의
Feel the
남자가
background.
된다는 게 상상이 잘 안 돼서 어려워 솔직하게도 나를 보여줄까 싶어져
Yeah, this feels like
수 없지만
normally you get some kind of separation from the artist's like studio discography and an OST, but this feels so Yedam like to me. Mellow it out for verse 2.
난 아직 이런 게 참 서툴러 해본 적도 없어서 이 밤을 다 지새워
Retain the snap or retain that clapping section.
가끔 내게 웃어주는 널 보면 끌어안아주고 싶어 내가 다가가도 될까 싶어 사실 모르게
And that balloon, much like with K's song from literally a couple minutes ago, it just flows so nicely and flows so seamlessly.
너의 남자가 된다는 게 상상이 잘 안 돼서
Double hit on the chorus both times. Nice.
솔직하게도 나를 보여줄까 싶어져 할 수 없지만 이제 조금 더 내게 용기 내도 되겠니 I'll always be by your side always stay here for you
Is this an outro or a post-chorus? Oh, it's just or is this a bridge? It just went so seamlessly into this next phrase, I genuinely lost track of it. Oh, we're just gonna keep this going, okay. Oh, hello electric guitar. Yeah, we're gonna keep this motif going over and over and over. There's the resolution. Wow. Structure-wise, that's a very unique song. Like, we do these OST kind of compilations, so to speak, or at least we try to do one every week, at least the equivalent of one every week, and we'll go through a few every single week. But even taking in like studio releases that we cover throughout the year, not many has this type of song structure to it, where they kind of repeat that chorus motif over and over and over again. Usually there's a very distinctly clear separation between the verse, pre-chorus, and the chorus, because the normal pop song formula is verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, and then final chorus, right? And then, you know, if you have a little in-between transition section, or you have a little, I don't know, you have like a two-stage chorus, or you have a little intro, you have an outro to finish, what have you. The general base structure is verse, pre-chorus, chorus, repeat that, bridge, final chorus. But by your side, after you hit second chorus, it just takes that motif and kind of just runs with it, which is super unique, and makes me almost wonder if this is supposed to be like an ending credits song. You know, when you've got like a title crawl or a credits crawl, and it keeps going for a little while, so you need a song to keep going, and essentially, you know, the main hook of the song being the chorus, you want that main hook to kind of keep going. It kind of gives me that vibes to it. And this is very prevalent in the anime world, but songs used for anime OSTs, it's usually distinguished by opening songs like OPs and EPs ending, or ending pieces, open and ending pieces. And this very much gives off ending song vibes. Nothing wrong with that, just think that's very interesting how the song structure kind of, from my point of view, would naturally kind of like dictate what its main use is. I could be very well off the mark on this one, but the song itself, much like with K's, is so smooth, it's so pretty, very gentle, but has a terrific brightness to it that is so satisfying to the ears, and it just, I can't help but kind of like melt with it, because it's a very almost heartwarming song in a way. Cozy, that's the right word for it. It's very cozy. And I reckon the next two songs probably aren't going to be as cozy, because now we are moving on to the Netflix show Gyeongsong Creature Season 2. I'm going to start off with a little bit of... Oh, I have these in the wrong order. You know what? That's okay. We're going to go with it, how we have it queued up. We have Miss Solar from Mamamoo. And how long has it been since her solo release dropped? It was earlier on in the year, right? Anyways, Mamamoo OSTs are always great fun, and I'm pretty sure we've had either one or two Solar ones this year already, and they've all been very different. So let's see what Lean is all about. I'm really hoping this survives copyright.
Like we used to be.
It's also very loud.
Skies are falling like the rain. My eyes are facing towards you. No matter as dark as they need you. With you is heaven makes me blind, but I'm afraid I'll lose my way. No way I'm leaning on love. And if we had the chance, we find a way and hold our hands. Ooh, no way I'm leaning on love. But you alone, I held my deepest feels, losing you.
Holy sustain. Oh my goodness. I was looking up what the show was, and I felt like she was holding that note from when I started Googling that.
I wish this would be over now, but at the sky covered in black. I know through the echoes of misery.
Very interesting how this song is mixed though. Like, her voice, Solar's voice is mic'd really close.
Standing tall and crushing the pain.
It's almost like intimately recorded because of how close you are.
It's true, I'm leaning on love. And if I had a chance to hold your hands. Ooh, no way I'm leaning on love. But you are
It's kind of riding the line between like how firm is this song going to be. Because when the piano hits come in, it's really nice and firm, but when it's Solar's voice on her own, it's so delicate.
had a chance to hold your hands. Ooh, no way I'm leaning on love. But you are all I held my deepest feels, losing you.
Oh, the way that sustained note just like peters out. Oh, hello, dissonance. Oh, the fact that that dissonance keeps reverberating afterwards is kind of cool, but... Ooh! Wait, hold on a second. It's, there's a certain beauty to that that is not like what you typically get from an OST in a way. Like, there's a suspensefulness to this that's really pretty, but also slightly unsettling in a way. It's like the calm before the storm kind of unsettlingness to it, paired with the like super breathy, like emotionally torn vocal that you get from Solar through this. It's just like, Oh, wait, hold on. And it's creating a really cool atmosphere as you're listening to it, especially with how kind of minimal the instrumental track is around it. Because you get her voice, and then you get like a keyboard, firm piano. That's really about it. No drum part. No drum part. Why did I throw an accent in there? It's like you got no guitar, no real pad, no real drum part. It just that firm piano hit is the like is that drum part. And it's got such a clear firmness to it, while Solar's voice takes the complete opposite direction. Just it's almost like all the power's been sapped out of her voice. And knowing what she can do vocally is really cool that we get a complete opposite side of her voice like this. Because I'm pretty sure one of the other OSTs of hers that we checked out this year was a pretty heavy dramatic one. It might have been last year, but I remember an OST of hers that I checked out in the past year that was really quite heavy and dark and dramatic, and it was like, okay, so Solar can do the big powerful vocal, but this is like a darkness that you rarely see or ever see in her Mamu discography. And even in her solo stuff that she's done recently, it's not like the same presence because it was just like overly dark. This takes that dark idea, but takes all the power out of it and makes it almost like a horror movie rather than big action movie like the other OC that I can't remember the name of. That's cool. And now we continue and we finish with Young Song Creature Season 2 with Mr. Hong Isaac, or Isaac Hong if you prefer. Again, Superband viewers will be very familiar with his voice, but for those of you who aren't familiar with the show or Mr. Hong Isaac, he has a terrific voice. He's really good at the natural sounding voice, and I mean natural like nature, natural, not the girl group, rest in peace, nature. I mean like it's the type of song that will have you feeling like you're sitting in a meadow full of like tall grass and flowers and there's wildlife roaming around you, like that kind of nature. So we've already kind of established a tone with Solar's song. How is Mr. Natural Hong Isak going to spin that kind of, is it going to be a darker tone? I reckon it is. So how is he going to spin this? Love the flutter. It's wispy, but also shrill. Again, it's balancing that really gentle, like, nighttime quietness and the suspenseful, like, fear.
The day I saw the light, you came into my life. The black curtain started to lift. Things happened that
Interesting, the instrumental's taking a 12/8 time signature here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But the main beat is a nice slow 4. Ooh. Was not expecting it to switch to marching band snare. Hello, choir. getting like end of the world zombie survival film final climax scene OST vibes.
You're part of my heart. You're part of my life.
Yeah, now this is like we're properly leaning into cinematic epic, like big climax scene type OST song. Slow it down. That's the final resolution. Major chord on the final note is very interesting. Get that sudden extra little bit of brightness. Maybe it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe that's the metaphor for it. But yeah, that's kind of nice. I love a cinematic OST. Like, there's a reason why growing up, like, if you were with me for the super band thing, or if you just know me and my musical taste and backgrounds, like, yes, I did grow up around 80s rock music. That was like my genre of choice growing up. But I also played an orchestra. And my favorite songs to play were film OSTs, like Hollywood film scores. Because there is a certain power to film scores that is just so cool to experience live, especially if you're the one playing it. And, you know, the likes of the legendary John Williams, Hans Zimmer, Brian Tyler's getting, writing himself into that kind of talk as well. But film scores have a certain different power to them, especially when it's a big dramatic song. And Gradation in Light, I might have called it Graduation in Light earlier, so that is entirely on me because I apparently cannot read sometimes, but Gradation in Light very much has that extra charm to it, that film score vibe to it, especially with, you know, the strings, the big heavy string influence, the way the volume just constantly keeps growing louder and louder and louder, just the crescendos that are placed all throughout the song, and the feeling of that big dramatic moment that you get as the song builds. Like, this song and the peak of this song is building to something, and if it's put into a drama, you can only assume that that big dramatic peak and that explosion where the song just like bursts free and it kind of, you know, dissipates, that something is happening to go along with it. That's how an OST works for a visual art, whether it's a drama or a film. This is going to accompany something happening on screen. When you have a big dramatic build like that, something is happening on screen. And it makes me wonder what that certain thing is. Because from the song alone, it's a very powerful scene. Those of you at the Netflix Korea account and are following the show, do let me know what it's about. Or at least what it's like and how this song is being used. But overall, I'd say this was a very good learning experience for me in a way. Because I feel like I've learned a little bit more about artists that I've listened to for, well, admittedly for Yedam, not that long, but, you know, I've known K, I've known Solar, I've known Hong Isak for a decent while now. Hong Isak is probably the second least familiar with artist in the list, but overall, it's like, okay, this feels right up their alley, but it's spun in a little bit of a different way, especially with Hong Isak and Solar. Like, I'm familiar with what their voices are like, but they've spun their voices and put out songs where it's a little bit different to what I know. but still feels very much like them performing it. Even Yedam too. Like Yedam's song feels very on brand for Yedam, and that may be because I'm not very familiar with his voice. And Kay kind of bringing different little bits and pieces from her very colored career up until this point. And I just think there's a reason why OST Saturdays is one of my favorite series to do, because you find what could be considered, the hidden gems of the K-pop world, because OSTs really don't get that much attention unless it's like that OST, and you usually get a couple every year. This year, I think, is Eclipse's Sudden Shower. Like, that song has been covered by so many K-pop artists this year, and I mean, it's a terrific song, so all props to that song. But unless it's like one of the couple of OSTs that really gets mainstream traction, you don't really get a lot of coverage from it, and that's why I love OST Saturdays so much. Good stuff. I am gonna go and upload this. Hopefully the copyright is very friendly with me, but if it isn't, we'll work our way around it. But that is going to be it from me for this week's wrap-up of OSTs from the past 7 days. Thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.